I get a lot of people asking me how we were blessed to walk away from corporate America in our early 30s. Well, listen, I don't want to keep that a secret. I want to share it with the world. And so maybe you're listening to this podcast and you're trying to figure out, how do I even get started on my journey of entrepreneurship and getting to a level of freedom? Well, text the word freedom to 737 777 9909. Enter your information in, and we look forward to sharing some information with you. A proven system with small overhead, right? That you can do part-time, spare time, right from the comfort of your home, and have amazing mentors, coaches, and a community of entrepreneurs who are willing to support you and help you on your journey to freedom. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt like there's got to be more than life than the reality that you see every day? Tune in weekly, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as we crack the codes to freedom in every area of your life. Welcome to Code Freedom. This is your host, Eddie Bales, and this is episode 223. And today, I think it's fitting, being that it's February, that we talk about one of the number one things that will cause freedom in your life. And it's a simple one, but it's one that is very hard for most people to do. You guys ready for it? Here it is. Consistency. It's a simple word. Consistency, right? And so the consistency is important because, look, it's February. Most people set some goals in the beginning of the year, and they said, look, we're going to make this happen. This is going to be the best year, new me. And we know what happens. The gym is full in the beginning of the year, the first week, maybe two. But, and it's like you can't even find a machine at that point because it's so full. And it's like, what the world? Where'd all these people come from? But then just give it a couple more weeks, because by this time, February, the gym is back to the way it normally is. The consistent people are still there, and everyone else that had a feeling, or everyone else that was kind of like, you know, if it feels good to be in the beginning of a new year, so I'm just gonna give it a new shot, and then they just let old habits seek in, and they're back to their old routine of not showing up. So consistency is so important because it's one of those things. It's like you gotta do it when you don't feel like doing it. It's consistency and discipline really go hand in hand. And we know the quote, if you don't discipline yourself, someone else will actually pay you to be disciplined. And that's called the job, right? Because look, you show up to the job every day, but for whatever reason, you won't work your business every day. You won't you won't stay fit and work out and things like that. Hey, look, I'm not even talking at you. I'm talking with you because, like I said, there's this myth that how you do anything is how you do everything. And like I said, that one is not true, because I'm fairly consistent and disciplined in certain areas, but there are other areas that I got to work on. So I'm talking to all of us, right? My prayer is that you receive it the right way, and that we can all change, because that's the whole goal. We want freedom, and we want freedom in every area of our lives, not just in one area. What good is having freedom financially but not having freedom in your health? I mean, what good is having the money but being so sick you really can't even do anything with it? Does that make sense? So health is wealth, but there's lots of other areas: relationships, spiritual, all that stuff. And the key to all of it is consistency. So I want to give you a couple hacks that I think can really help you to stay consistent. One of those is by setting some things on autopilot. For example, one of the things that I do to make sure that I'm in my word every day is I set alarms, and I get devotionals that go off. So it goes off on my phone like, hey, you got to read your devotional. Now, of course, I can ignore it, but I don't want to ignore it. I want to make sure that I'm reading and staying in my word. And so, of course, I read other things, but at least I know if I don't get anything else in for the day, I'm going to read my devotional. And look, there's Bible apps that you can pick devotionals based on subject matter that you want to focus on for the moment. And it's a great way to just make sure you stay in your word. So there's all kind of little hacks that you could do. You could do this in every area of your life too, by the way, when it comes to working out. You could say, hey, look, while I'm doing this thing, I'm going to work out. You know what I mean? Like for instance, um, maybe like for me, I work from home, and so I can actually walk on my treadmill while I'm working. There's some jobs where they have treadmills and they're actually working while they're on the treadmill. So there's different things you can do. You just got to kind of figure it out and find some things. But the point is, you have to. You really have to go out of your way to be consistent because it's so easy to not be consistent. So it's kind of like the talk I had in episode 222 about the weeds, right? The weeds come automatically. So we have to like work hard to get rid of the weeds. And same thing here, we got to work hard to stay consistent. So working hard to stay consistent, we got to create hacks and we got to create scenarios and things of that nature. Like, okay, you want to make sure you're working on yourself. Well, when you're driving, what if you turned off the radio and turned on personal development? So now you're feeding your mind, and you because look, mind freedom is just as relevant as health freedom. What good is having health in your body, but you don't have health in your mind, right? I mean, so that's probably the most important thing, because if we're stuck in our mind, if we got this thinking, and we're not constantly working on ourselves and pouring into ourselves, hey, garbage in, garbage out. But if you put enough good stuff in, you're going to have the positive outlook on life. So when life comes your way and the winds blow, the wind of disaster, the wind of destruction, and things of that nature come, you're so personally developed that it just oozes out of you. It's just who you are. So again, having certain things in place. And like I say, for everything, one of the biggest hacks you could have is workout partners, associations, people who will hold you accountable, people who could say, hey, did you do your workout today? Hey, did you listen to your audio today? Hey, did you do some business calls today? Or whatever it is that you got to do. Hey, did you tell your spouse that you love them? Hey, do you have a date night set up? Hey, whatever it is. But let's just make sure that we have certain things in place, because we know it's easy not to do it, but it's easy to do, but it's easy not to do. And it's actually easier not to do. It's harder to actually do, because we got to do it when we don't feel like it. We got to do it when our kind of life is going on. We got to do it when we have pressure and when we don't feel like it, and when we just like, sometimes we just get busy, we get distracted, all kind of things happen. But we got to go out of our way to stay consistent. And consistency is king. Consistency is king. But so few people are consistent. We start, we stop, we start, we stop. It's like the popcorn thing. And I did an episode on that. So I'll find what episode it is and I'll reference it. But look, you wouldn't pop popcorn if you put it in and then take it out and then let it heat for a few minutes and then take it out. It just wouldn't pop. So we have to make sure that are so consistent that we get the end result. And consistency compounds itself, right? It compounds itself because you know you have. They say time will either promote you or expose you, right? So we can see where you are and what you've been doing over the last 6 months based on what happens today, what shows up today, because it's like it's a residual effect, right? Like most of the seeds you're sowing in all these different areas of your life, you're not going to see the results until 3 or 4 months from now. So we want to make sure we're doing today what we need to do so that tomorrow, boom, the result is there. But the only way that happens is if we do it today and then we do it tomorrow and then we do it the next day and then we keep on doing it. And then next thing you know, the consistency, the compounded effect kicks in, and boom, now you start to see the success that you're looking for. So look, this is episode 223. I want you to really dive in on consistency, because when you understand and master this, it'll change everything, right? Don't start something unless you're going to finish it. Don't start something unless you're going to continue it. Like for me, I'm one of those people, like I can't just go to a gym unless I know when I'm going to come back. Right? Like what's the point of coming one day if I'm not going to have a plan to say, okay, 3 times a week on these days, right? at this time, this is when I'm coming. Otherwise, what's the point of me going up the first day? Does that make sense? So listen, I hope you guys got some value from this. This is Code Freedom, episode 223. Can't wait to see you on the next episode. And let me say this before I go. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel if you are listening to this auditorially, because we got a YouTube channel. Just look up my name, Eddie Bales, and you'll see the episodes, and you can see the live shows. So looking forward to connecting with you guys on the next show, and we'll see you all over the top. Take care. Have you ever wanted to invest in the stock market, but you just didn't know how? That's exactly where I found myself. Is I just didn't know what to pick it, when to sell it, all of that good stuff. But I found an online community. I've been with this community for about a year now, and I love it. It's amazing. They discuss things like generational wealth, stock options, investing, business strategy, and so much more. So, online community that will support, encourage, and hold each other accountable to achieving goals and striving for greatness. So we talk about things like get money and buy income, but how do you buy income? What do you buy? Well, these are the types of things that we talk about in this community, and I think you'll enjoy it. So if you'd like to be a part of it, you get a special link. It's bit.ly/Wealth Squad 3. That's bit.ly/Wealth Squad 3. And you get a chance to be a part of this amazing community. And let's grow together. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for listening. Definitely feel free to take a screenshot of this episode, tag me in it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you find me on social media. I would love to give you a shout out. Hey, you might even get a prize. Who knows? But excited that you had a chance to take a listen. I hope you got a lot of value. And definitely feel free to give us 5 stars as well as a review. Show us some love, and we appreciate you. God bless you all, and see you all over the top.